Welcome to Cody in the Cinema. Today I am so excited for the August Criterion Collection lineup that was just announced. I had to do a double, triple take when I was like, wait, this is in there, that's in there, and I didn't know some of the films, actually most of the films, so I was going and researching and being like, how have I missed these films? This release month was made for me. This is exactly what I come to this collection for. And since I've been tracking these month to month, this has been my favorite release month ever. I'm getting every release from this month. Starting with Cairo Station, this was apparently a commercial failure in Egypt, but it has become over time very important to Arab cinema and cinema history. It has to do with a disabled newspaper worker and someone who drinks a lot or sells drinks or something. And it's supposed to have neorealism elements, which I love, which that's going to come back up. Noir melodrama, populist poetry, like post-revolutionary political order. I mean, this is up my alley. This sounds like something that I just will love. And I'm telling you that when I looked online today and people were like, oh, Cairo Station, I love that movie. I'm so glad the collection picked it up. And yeah, excited. Okay. Another film I never heard of that's coming into the collection that I'm also getting. This is called Compensation from 1999, which is supposed to be a poignant portrait of deaf African Americans and the complexities of love at both ends of the 20th century, and this groundbreaking story of inclusion and visibility. Sounds right up my alley as well. I like independent cinema. This is like, we need this is what the Criterion Collection is about. Every month we should have some kind of independent cinema coming in from 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever. Glad to see it. Another film that is set in New York City, and I love New York City for movie anything. Taxi Driver, Scorsese. I remember I watched over the winter, I watched A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I was like, you got to see this film by Elia Kazan if you love New York City. And it looks like we're going to get another good one here in the collection. This is supposed to be a narrative about a mother and daughter coming to terms with each other, as well as a love story between these two women. I think that looks exciting. Good for the subverting rom-com conventions. And it also has to do with Chinese American heritage in some way. I'm just looking at notes because I don't know much about these films, so please feel free in the comments, please explain these better than I'm explaining them. I'm just simply conveying to you my joy of what I'm seeing so far. And of course, I'm going to try to do a video for each of these, but even those first three look exciting, and I know very little about them. So please tell me, what do you think if you've already seen them, okay? The next film is the only one of these I've seen. It's called The Burmese Harp. I believe Francis Ford Coppola was sort of a champion of it, or really liked the film, and that's where I heard about it, watched it. It's a beautiful, stunning piece of work, and it has some really memorable shots. I know there's this uphill and this cave-looking thing, and it's brooding and sad and, cool. There's this Japanese army that's in the midst of a surrender to a British army, and this guy with a harp is trying to get these folks to be like, y'all gotta surrender. And the harp becomes a great movie prop. I love great props that play music. My favorite movie is Once Upon a Time in the West. I mean, talk about music and movie props, but the harmonica. But gosh, I can already vouch for this film. Great film, and from the same director, I believe, is also another World War. This is a World War II. Yeah, this is a World War II. It's a psychological based film. It has to do with denied hospital treatments and TB, tuberculosis. This is called Fires of the Plain, and when I looked online, this was one of the ones a lot of people were excited for, and I think it even had the Criterion released it with a similar cover to the Burmese Harp, but I think they're separate. Or I think you can buy one or the other, which I plan to do. Grisly yet poetic, this is one of the most powerful works from one of Japanese cinema's most versatile filmmakers. What is it, Kani Chikawa? Oh, it looks good. I'm so excited. Both those, and I know Fires of the Plain, I know people have been wanting that, and speaking of what people have been wanting, all right, the first time I tried to watch Yi Yi, a 1 and a 2 by Edward Yang, I was watching it on my phone at the beach. Okay, listen, I need to go back and actually watch it like on the big screen. I have a copy. I'm gonna watch it, and I've seen A Brighter Summer Day. Love A Brighter Summer Day. Can't wait to watch that again this summer, because we're getting 2 films from Edward Yang. 2 films, not 1, 2. A little, their little pack. It's called A Confucian Confusion, Mahjong. I don't know the pronunciations. Bear with me there, but these are apparently comedies that were sort of stuck between those 2 big epics that I was talking about, that reveal the absurdity and cynicism at the heart of modern urban life, commenting on globalized, hyper-capitalistic stuff. They sound like ensemble comedies focusing on human relationships. I am in. Always up for Edward Yang. Definitely sounds exciting, but mostly the one, there's a film I've been looking for. I almost bought a copy of this elsewhere. I'm glad I held off because I'm a huge fan of Italian cinema. I did a video a while back on Martin Scorsese's My Voyage to Italy, where he talked about how Italian cinema shaped him as a filmmaker, and it's really interesting. And I have my own DVD copy here with a Blu-ray cover. Anyway, the point I'm getting at here is that I've really been wanting to see more De Sica or more neorealism or that kind of 40s sort of Italian stuff in the collection. I didn't really think we'd get much more, and then we got this announcement that Shoe Shine is coming to the collection. It is about 2 boys lost on the streets of Rome, and they have to raise money to buy a horse by shining shoes. I've seen scenes from this. It's supposed to be one of those really powerful films concerning economic hardships that people face, and of course, Bicycle Thieves. That's an all-time great that's had multiple retellings of that particular great picture. Listen, folks, this is Shoe Shine is my most anticipated, but I won't be surprised if any one of these wind up being one that I like better or the same. It's just this month for me is what the Criterion Collection is really about. Independent cinema, stuff people have forgotten about or that needs a great restoration or just needs a voice within a consistent media label, boutique label. And I think that this month, as much as any, is going to get people excited for a lot of different kinds of cinema, lots of different representation from lots of different backgrounds and cultures and ways that people live and different romantic relationships. I'm so excited. If you liked this video and you found it to be helpful, please click the thumbs up button, because that tells YouTube that Cody's okay. Cody in the cinema is not so bad. And then other folks get to hear my excitement for this. And learn, and see, maybe they didn't know about this announcement. And like I said, tell me some things about these films, because the only one I've seen is the Burmese Harp. Leave me a comment there if you could, or if you're looking forward to one. Subscribe if you haven't. I do lots of Criterion Collection related stuff on here. And see you next time, Cody in the Cinema.